in the water in North Carolina?
Soul music, genuine people, creative people, people with a story, and now we're everywhere. We're all over.
Can you share any of your early memories, just collaborating and hanging out with any other musicians, or there's a North Carolina clique?
Yes, we are Eli Davis, Ski Beats, Anthony Hamilton, Mark Sparks. All of us, we all started out doing music together, doing hip hop music. There was a label out of there called Payroll Records that we all started up producing music and putting out records. We were the first ones to we were doing all this kind of before Philly had their movement and Houston had their movement. All these different cities, after us started having these movements, because before it was either you were in New York or LA if you wanted to get on and you wanted to get your music out. We started getting our music played in New York on New York radio. A lot of the college kids at A&T and in the schools down in Raleigh and everything were hearing our music up there, and they were hearing us in North Carolina getting played. So we started getting respect that, because it was very difficult to get your music played outside of your city. So when that happened, we started getting respect, and it gave us the confidence that we could, compete and we could, make it in this business. So we started traveling back and forth to New York City and just, networking, 6 Degrees of Separation, and getting our music out there and placing our music on other established acts, artists getting signed out of there. We would develop them down in North Carolina and take them to New York and get them signed to record deals and stuff like that.
Was there any one moment that you remember going back and forth to New York where you felt like, wow, we just did something major?
Yes, yeah. We did the new music seminar up there. A lot of times, for me as a producer, Eli and myself, we would go up there on the weekends, 2-3 day trips. We would drive to New York and just hang out in front of the Hit Factory. And we were able to run into Biggie and Little Kim and that whole clique, and we were able to play some music on Little Kim and start working with Bad Boy and Puffy and all those people too. So
Tell us about the early days of Bad Boy.
Well, it was just a lot of excitement, a lot of energy, because Puffy always surrounded himself with a lot of young, fresh producers that always had a lot of music, and he was just on the pulse of, with the fashion and the music and the lifestyle and everything, he was just on the pulse of what was going on in the streets, and he was able to bring it to the masses. And so it was just a really great time in New York, because it was so many cliques. It was, Teddy Riley was doing his thing, Puffy was doing his thing, Rockefeller, they were doing their thing. So it was like all these different cliques in New York City creating music, and none of it was the same. Everybody had their own sound in this small, area. And, which is so weird, because today it's like, it's not like that. Everybody sounds the same, but they're spread out all across the country. So when you have a small region like that, and everybody has their own distinct sound, it just made music really refreshing, and it was just different. It made everybody different, and the music was just really, really good during that time period.